We just finished qualifying. We got second to Sebastian Vettel, who is now our rival. Currently looking to try to save our gearbox for this last race. If you watched last race from Britain, we managed to save it. Also looking for tonight to be a doubleheader with racing. We will also be running the Nascar Truck Series race from Homestead Miami Speedway tonight. So we'll be finishing up in some F1 action. And later on tonight we'll be at the Homestead Miami Speedway. With the Helmar 52 truck, so maybe we can get a win here with the F1 car and maybe go to Homestead later tonight and get the win over there. So maybe the good luck will carry over. Right now we're running with, I think, like an 85% worn gearbox on this car, so I'm not too sure if we'll be able to make it to the end of the race with the full power of this race car, but we are going to try.
Bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap.
So right now we're doing formation lap. Get the car all ready to rock and roll here. Not sure how the weather's going to play out for this race. It starts off pretty sunny by the looks of it. I'm not sure if it's going to change. So maybe we'll stay in the sunny conditions and maybe, just maybe, we'll see some rain. We haven't had to race in the rain in quite a while for F1, so that could change here today. Alright, as the grid's gonna control, the computer's gonna take back over the car. And we're gonna line these bad boys up. Got 20 cars. 20 cars, I think 12 to 18 laps. 18 laps, I believe. 17 or 18.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
So let's see how turn one's gonna be. It's going to be a pretty tight turn one, so maybe if we can get to the inside as Sebastian Vettel going into turn one, we might be able to pull this off. Alright, folks, here we go. It's lights out. Does not get a very good launch. We did not get the launch I was really hoping for.
Alright, let's focus now on the rest of the race.
Probably due to the worn gearbox on the race car. We're probably not going to get the launches we want, but we take our time like we did at Britain and we picked them off one by one. Ooh, a little white out there in the corner. I just know we cannot let Sebastian Vettel win this race. Excuse me. Well, I guess we're gonna have to hope on luck on pit stops by the looks of it so far. Excuse me. God. Hate allergies. Right now it's the Ferrari team out in front in first and second. I think the DRS is going to be our best friends here in this one. Had a shot for Hamilton right there, but not close enough to get in there. Got him. Look at that. We just gotta hope the gearbox holds up. Jeez, man.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
Alright, we're up to second. One of the hardest man to pass right here, other than Lewis Hamilton. Oh, look.
Accumulating some wear on the MG UK. We need to stay out of rich fuel mode to manage it.
That's fine, I don't care. I don't really use the rich fuel mode anyway. Made a little bit of contact with Vettel in that one corner, kinda hurt us there. That was a bit of a late braking corner for me. I really broke late into that. Thing that's helping him is he's probably got a decent gearbox compared.
Point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
Alright, now we're out in the lead. Now we just can probably get into a rhythm here and worry about managing this car for the end. If I can try to get a decent enough lead, I can probably just worry about baby in this race car. Excuse me. We should need only one pit stop in this race. Jesus.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
God. A little sideways coming out of that corner.
Alright, we're seeing a loss of power from the turbocharger now. Loss of power on the turbo.
Well, this engine has probably seen its last race.
Okay, bad news on the gearbox. The team are trying everything they can think of, but they're not optimistic. Just keep at it, do your best. That's all we can ask.
Guys, I don't think the gearbox will hold up.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A? Understood, copy that. Some imminent gearbox issues. Watch out for jams and missed gears. The pit window has opened. Jeff here. You're causing unnecessary wear to your transmission. Try to take it easy. We risk losing it.
Buddy, there is no taking it easy at this point. Well, guys, it's starting to cloud up. That is one thing I did not expect. We may see some rain coming in here.
Pit in this lap.
Kimi Räikkönen stayed out. Maybe playing a little strategy, stay out one more lap. But we went and pitted with Vettel, so...
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit.
Excuse me.
Complete. See these tires through to the end now.
Now, if we can stay out in front of Hamilton, I believe he was the one behind us. We should be okay. Just looking for a big enough gap for us for second. For us for first to second. If we can get back to first before they get out of pit road. Which I don't know if that is going to happen. There's Kimi Räikkönen now, just coming out of the pits. So now we're in the lead again. Now as long as Sebastian Vettel finishes behind us and we can finish in the top 3, we should be alright.
The car behind has come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind.
So we do have a bit of a gap, so we can kind of try to manage getting through the gears a little faster. Oh, Carlos Sainz is out of the race. I think one thing that would really help us save the gearbox is if a safety car was deployed, but I don't see that happening because, you know, that hardly ever happens.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Got about 9 laps to go. And we're really fighting this warrior in gearbox. Let's see what the computer says. Oh boy. This poor engine. It's alright, we'll make it work.
Yellow flag. Green flag.
We'll run this car into the ground if we have to. Oh no, another one out of the race. And now the field's starting to drop like flies. Now 2 cars officially out of the race.
Sebastian sat in P4 at the moment. The difference is 11.7 seconds. They're on fresh softs. The time last lap was a 1:27.7.
And now the sun's starting to go behind some clouds here. Oh no, Kevin Magnussen's out. Driver of the Haas team. So now we're down to 17 cars. Like I said, it seems like they're dropping like flies now. One person we want to watch, see if he drops out, is Sebastian Vettel. If he drops out, we have this race pretty much set. And we wouldn't have to win. I mean, we got to finish better than Lewis Hamilton. And for championship reasons, but rivalry reasons, I got to finish better than Vettel, and so far we're doing pretty good on that. What would really change this outcome of this race is if it started raining. But it's not cloudy enough for it to rain. But if it were to somehow rain within these next couple laps before the end of this race, everybody have to probably pit depending on how much rain actually comes down and how wet the track gets before somebody would actually have to make the decision.
Some information on Nascar. They're retiring from the race.
There goes another one. Wonder why these guys are dropping out of the race. They just keep dropping. Could everybody else be having engine issues too? That seems what's going on so far. There's almost 5 cars out of this race already.
Caution, caution.
Oh, looks like he got into the wall or something. It shows him still sitting there. So right now we got a pretty decent gap on Kimi Räikkönen. So don't really have to push the car too hard, but we're just trying to keep that gap consistent.
Expect to potentially see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Oh boy, guys. Well, there's the rain update. 10 to 15 minutes. That's probably roughly around lap 16. So we might have to stop one more time. Like I said, depending on how wet the track gets, is whether we'll have to pit or force the issue on staying out to try to win this race. Excuse me. Seems like everybody else kind of dropping off too. I kind of pulled away pretty decent. 5.7 seconds on Räikkönen, so we have a little bit of a leeway gap for if we have to pit. Oh, and the gap grew. Goodness. So maybe we could make it to the end of this race before it rains, or we'll just start to see the rain come in just as the race is ending. So it's kind of hard to tell right now. The sky's still pretty clear, but you can see the rain clouds sitting at one end of the racetrack. They're just outside the track. You can see that it's starting to get a little bit darker. Lap after lap, the sky's starting to fill up more and more. And we got Nico Hulkenberg in front of us. He's probably going to end up having to get out of the way because he's slower traffic. Yep, blue flashing light. Telling him the leader's coming. You're going to have to move once the leader comes. And that's the good thing about this game. They will actually have him move out of the way. Could Raikkonen and Hamilton actually just be dropping back to save fuel? That could be the other thing. Is they could be back there trying to save some fuel. And then maybe I'm going to start lifting a little bit more for my corners. That could be another thing. I didn't even think of that. They could be back there to try to save fuel for the last couple laps. I think we're about to lose 7th gear, guys, because it kind of skipped a bit. They could be trying to save some fuel, so I think I'm going to start trying to do the same. We still got a big enough lead over them, so we might be alright. Got a 7-second gap on him, so if that gap starts to close, we know he was saving. Hamilton kind of dropped off. He's about 10 to 11 seconds back from us, so we don't really have to worry about him. Sebastian Vettel, we don't really have to worry about either. No, the gap stays relatively the same. Excuse me. And we got one more lap. Looks like we're going to beat out Mother Nature here today. Looks like Mother Nature's not going to play a factor in the final closing laps of this race. If this race went into about 20-something laps, maybe, just maybe, we would have seen some light rain playing in. So now it's all about getting to the checkered flag first and getting this car back to the shop and fixed. And no more worn gearbox. Got a couple slower cars in front of us we don't really have to worry about. Have an 8-second gap to Kimi Räikkönen, so not really worried about Kimi. But guys, I think we're going to pull it off. The gearbox is going to hold up. I'm not even going to worry about passing these guys. The gearbox is going to hold up, and we're going to go back-to-back on wins. Win number 7 on the season. 2 races in a row with a worn gearbox, guys. That is amazing. So hopefully...
Victory for the so here come on. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
We are points leader now. I took over the points lead. Lewis Hamilton moves to 3rd. I think we'll actually look at the stats after this goes through. But look at that. We got back-to-back wins with a worn gearbox. That is nuts. I didn't think it was possible. I really honestly thought we were going to lose the gearbox because it kind of died off a little bit there. So it was a tough one. What really helped us was pitting on that one lap when Raikkonen stayed out. We ended up staying out.
Hi. I had to dash off, but I wanted to give you the contract first. I'll let you read the details, but congratulations.
We got a contract for what? And she's going with him to go do something. Dear Damien, senior management has noticed your recent performance and decided to promote you to the team's first driver. Sweet. Well, I guess we moved up over Daniel Ricciardo. We are looking forward to seeing you take the team in the upcoming months. Awesome. We have been promoted, folks. Alright. Let's see. Can we upgrade anything? Sure can. Rear wing, main plate. Let's see what else. We really need to work on the engine durability here. We need to work on this gearbox. Really gotta fix this gearbox. So, we're gonna... Alright. Well, guys, we ran the required 6 races with that gearbox, and I don't think it would have lasted any longer. Well, we've already completed the 6 mandatory... Ah, crap, I wasn't done with that. We already completed the 6 mandatory races, so... Let's see, we can fix our... Let's see, we'll fix the... So we got everything all fix the engine. I don't. Alright, while we're here, let's look at the driver standings. So we are now ahead of Lewis Hamilton by 35 points with that win, which is what we really needed. We needed to kind of get a little bit of a separation gap between us. And I do believe we are the leader in the Constructors' Championship now by 8 points. So that is another good thing for us. The next race is Spa, so this is going to be a fun one. Get ready to probably run some practice here and there, and probably run maybe the race tonight after the Truck Series race. So maybe we'll have a triple header, 2 Formula 1 races, and the 1 Truck Series race, depending on if we get through that in time. But we're going to end it here. If you enjoyed today's F1 coverage of the career mode, please drop a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Keep up with all Formula 1 updates and NASCAR updates, along with any other content we share. Alright, and we'll see you in the next video.